Want to learn your target language for free? Then get our language gifts of the month right now before they expire. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Going to the Airport Conversation Cheat Sheet. With this new cheat sheet, you'll learn words and phrases like here's my passport, boarding pass, and much more. Download it for free on the inside. Second, the Slang Words and Phrases PDF ebook. Do you know any slang in your target language? If not, download this free ebook and master all the must-know slang across 10 chapters. Third, 30 romance and love-related words and phrases. You'll learn words and phrases like date, flirt, and breakup with this quick vocab bonus. Fourth, can you talk about Halloween in your target language? With this quick 1-minute lesson, you'll learn must-know Halloween words like vampire, trick-or-treat, and more. Fifth, want the language learning app that actually gets you speaking? Download Innovative Language 101 for free for the Android, iPhone, and iPad. You'll unlock hundreds of bite-sized audio and video lessons made by real teachers and start speaking in minutes. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to finally master the language with lessons by real teachers and our complete language learning program, get a big 35% off Premium or Premium Plus with the Monster Sale. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the lesson description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hola, soy Brenda Romaniello, tu profesora de español. Welcome to your Spanish class. My name is Brenda Romaniello, and today I'm going to share with you some important cultural tips about Latin America, which is spare change. Let's start the lesson with some vocabulary about money and the different words that you can use to use for money in Spanish. Repite después de mí, so repeat after me. Efectivo. Efectivo. Efectivo significa cash. Dinero. Dinero. Dinero significa money. Billetes. Billetes. Notes. Monedas. Monedas. Coins. Vuelto. Vueltas. Vuelto. Vueltas. Change. Cambio is also change. Cambio. Centavos. Centavos. Cents, and this is for pesos. Céntimos. Céntimos is the cents for euros. Tarjeta de crédito. Tarjeta de crédito. Credit card. Tarjeta de débito. Tarjeta de débito. A debit card. Y casa de cambio. Casa de cambio is currency exchange or money exchange store. So, a common phrase that you will hear when you pay, if you go to a store in Latin America and you give them a big bill for something that you're paying that doesn't cost as much money, would be, lo siento, no tengo cambio. I'm sorry, I don't have change. And this is common when you go shopping in Latin America and you pay for something that is perhaps not as expensive. If you pay with big notes or big bills, you will notice that small change is really hard to come by. Certain stores, supermarkets, and different retailers don't have spare change, and so my recommendation for you is to always have small change in your pocket. Have small change with you. Just don't take big notes or a lot of money when you go out and about in your trip, if you're traveling or you're visiting or if you live there, because more likely the person, the shop assistant, won't be able to give you the change that you need for the item that you want to purchase. So most likely they will say that to you, lo siento, no tengo cambio, and of course you may choose not to buy whatever you decided you want to buy, but in some cases, if it is an emergency or you really need or want that thing, that item, you might have to just pay with a big bill and just not take change, don't keep the change, or just go without having any change in return. So if that's the case, what I want you to bear in mind is that you should have some spare change with you. So when you go to the Casa de Cambio, see, the money exchange store, perhaps ask them to give you small change so that you have extra. Or if you go to a store and you buy something and they give you a big note as part of the change, you can say, oh, can you break that change for me? Yes, me das cambio? Puedes darme cambio? Sí, can you give me some smaller change? Yes, and that includes monedas, billetes, sí, o centavos, etc. So that includes coins and notes. You might be also thinking, well, I just pay with my debit card or my credit card. Just bear in mind that a lot of places, depending on where you go, of course, big cities, and nowadays it's more common to have access to paying with credit card, but it is not entirely the case all over the place, especially if you're traveling around Latin America and you go to more rural areas. Bear in mind that they may not have the option to pay with tarjeta de crédito, with a credit card. The other suggestion that I want to tell you about is to take not all your money with you. Of course, just take what you think you'll be using for the day, with different coins and bills and notes of different amounts, so that you are able to really buy anything that you want or you need for that day. And if that is the case, that you get pickpocketed, or if you lose it, or if it falls out of your pocket, or if you just misplace the money, then it doesn't ruin your entire holidays, because you still have more money or more change back in your hotel or hostel, and it's not a big deal if you lose the money for that day. Perhaps if you want to ask how much something costs, you can say ¿cuánto cuesta? Yes, ¿cuánto cuesta? And then if you want to make sure that they will have change, it would say ¿tienes cambio de? And then whatever amount of money you have. So for example, let's say that you have 100 pesos, 100 pesos. You can say ¿tienes cambio de 100? ¿Tienes cambio de 50? ¿Tienes cambio de 1000? See, do you have change for 100? Do you have change for 50? And so you ask that question before you try to pay for your item. So the difference between cambio and vuelto, they're similar. Yes, they're similar, but vuelto is when you pay something and they give you money back. Yes, so that's what they return money back to you. Yes, so the money that you have. And cambio is if they can change. Yes, cambio significa change in the sense of if you can break down that amount. Yes, so they are used as synonyms in certain contexts. Yes, so for example, if you buy something from me and I can tell you, aquí tienes el vuelto, here is your change. Yes, el vuelto, whatever I have to return back to you from the transaction. Or I can say, aquí tienes el cambio. If you want me to keep the change, yes, you would say, quédate con el cambio. Muy bien, I really hope that you remember this tip when you go on your next trip to Latin America, and that you do have change with you, que tienes cambio contigo, to be able to enjoy your holidays to the fullest. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next class. Adiós. Hola, bienvenidos a tu clase de español. Soy Brenda Romagnello, tu profesora. Hello, welcome to your Spanish class. My name is Brenda Romagnello. Today we're going to have a look at the possessive adjectives in Spanish, and then the different meanings of su and sus. We use the possessive adjectives in Spanish, and for that we say los adjetivos posesivos to establish belonging in Spanish. Yes, to establish ownership or belonging, or in certain cases, for example, when you talk about your family or your friends, we use it to establish relationships. Yes, for example, my mother, your father, etc. Let's have a look at the possessive adjectives in Spanish. So to say my in Spanish, we are going to say the singular is mi, and the plural form is mis, mi, mis. To say your informal, so remember we're gonna have two different yous in Spanish. You informal, which is an informal register with tú, and then a formal register with usted, yes, that we use for formal situations. So your, the possessive adjective for tú would be your, and we say in Spanish, singular tú and plural tus. Don't worry, we're going to talk about this difference, why do we have a singular and plural, in a minute. So going back to the possessive adjectives, we're gonna say tú for singular and tus for plural. Then we're gonna have your for the formal register, which is the same as to say his and her. His and her, your formal will be singular su and plural sus. Su, sus. Our in Spanish is going to be the singular, we're gonna have the masculino nuestro and the femenino nuestra. Nuestro, nuestra. And the plural form is going to be nuestros, nuestras. Nuestros, nuestras. Then for you all in Spain, which is vosotros, remember that we have you all in Spain, we say vosotros. And if we want to use the possessive adjective for vosotros, your, we would say the femenino singular vuestra and the masculino singular vuestro. Vuestro, vuestra. And the plural form is going to be vuestros, vuestras. Vuestros, vuestras. And then remember that we're gonna have you all in Latin America is ustedes. If we want to say and talk about the possessive adjective for ustedes in Latin America, we're gonna say your. And also we are going to use the same possessive adjective for their, either femenino and masculino. And we're gonna say the singular is su and the plural sus. Su and sus. As you can see here, we have different people sharing the same possessive adjective, specifically, particularly with su and sus. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But something extremely important to point out about possessive adjectives in Spanish is that what we are matching, why do we have so many different forms? So for vosotros, nosotros, you can see that we have 4 different possessive adjectives for these specific subjects. And the reason is because we're not possessing, we're not matching the subject, the person, rather we are matching what we are possessing. Yeah, so we are matching in number and also in gender what we are possessing or the relationship that we want to establish and not the person speaking. Let's have a look at some examples so you can see exactly what I mean. So remember, we match the possessive adjective in gender and number with what we possess instead of the person speaking. So we're going to say, nuestra familia es grande. Nuestra familia es grande. As you can see here, familia is femenino singular, and we want to say our family. So it doesn't matter if we are saying nosotros, which is the masculino, we have to say nuestra familia, because familia, what we are owning or the relationship that we want to talk about, familia is singular and femenino. Can you see that here? That's why we have to say nuestra familia. It's incorrecto to say nuestro familia. Okay, why? Because familia is what we are possessing in this case, so we have to say nuestra familia es grande. Let's have a look at another example. Nuestras hijas son inteligentes. Nuestras hijas son inteligentes. Our daughters are intelligent or smart. As you can see in this case, what we are possessing or what we're talking about is hijas, which is in the plural femenino form. That's why we have to say nuestras. The next example we have, nuestro hijo tiene 5 años. Nuestro hijo tiene 5 años. Our son is 5 years old. As you can see now we're talking about hijo and we are still saying our, but we have to say nuestro because hijo is masculino and singular. And in the last example, we have nuestros hijos son inteligentes. Remember that in Spanish, whenever we have the masculino plural, is usually for both, not only for masculino, yes, if you have all sons, and in plural, but it also is the general way that we talk about a noun in Spanish. So hijos in this case could also mean children or kids. So it could be mixed genders in this case. If you have 2 daughters and 2 sons, they are your hijos, no? Your children. In Spanish, we use the masculino plural also for general. But we are going to say nuestros hijos son inteligentes. Nuestros hijos, because we are here matching hijos, which is in the plural and is also masculino. As you can see here, as a consequence, we're gonna have 4 different ways to say our in Spanish. Can you tell me what they are? To say, how do we say our in Spanish? We have 4 different, there we go, 4 different forms. Yes, we're gonna have nuestro, nuestra, nuestros, nuestras. And remember, that will depend, how we use them will depend on what we're talking about, what we are possessing. Now let's talk about tú. I don't know if you have noticed, but we have tú with the tilde, yes, with the written accent, and tú without the tilde, without that written accent. And what is the difference between these two? As you can see, tú with the little written accent means you. Yes, so that is the subject, that is a person, that is a personal pronoun, the second personal pronoun that we have in Spanish, which means you. And tú is informal register, so we use it in informal situations. And then tú, without that written accent, is a possessive adjective, and we're going to use it when, as we were doing in the previous examples, when we want to establish a possession or a relationship, for example, within our family. If I say tú casa, then that means your house, and we don't need to write a tilde, a written accent in that tú. And if I say tú eres Marta, see, you are Marta, here we are using the person tú means you in this case. You are Marta. Something else that we need to talk about is vosotros. Vosotros means you all in Spain. And in Latin America, we don't use vosotros, we use ustedes. So, just like vosotros, all the possessive adjectives for vosotros, which would actually mean in English your, okay? All these possessive adjectives in Spanish will only be used in Spain specifically. And we also have 4, just like with nosotros. Can you remember those? We're gonna say vuestro, vuestra, vuestros, and vuestras. So vuestro, vuestra, vuestros, and vuestras would only be used in Spain. Por ejemplo, vuestro tío es Gerardo. Vuestro tío es Gerardo. So your uncle is Gerardo. Vuestra profesora es Romina. Vuestra profesora es Romina. Your teacher is Romina. Vuestros carros son grandes. Vuestros carros son grandes. Your cars are big. Vuestras amigas son guapas. Vuestras amigas son guapas. Your friends are good looking. The meaning of su and sus depend on the context and could mean his, her, your for formal register, your for the plural, and also their. Let's have a look at some examples. Tengo novio. Su nombre es Javier. As you can see here, context will help us a lot to have a look at what these su or sus mean. If you say tengo novio, that means I have a boyfriend. So we know that when I say su nombre, I'm referring to the boyfriend. So in this case, we know that su means his name is Javier. Let's have a look at another example. Nuestra abuela es Gladys. Nuestra abuela es Gladys. Su esposo es José. What do you think Sue means here? Nuestra abuela es Gladys. Our grandmother is Gladys. And then we're talking about her husband. Yes, so we're gonna say her husband is José. Mucho gusto, señor. ¿Cuál es su nombre? ¿Cuál es su nombre? What do you think Sue means here? Mucho gusto. Nice to meet you, sir. What is your name? And this is a formal situation. It means your. Ustedes son de Francia. Ustedes son de Francia. Sus nombres son franceses. Sus nombres son franceses. As you can see here, context, we have ustedes. So we know that sus nombres son franceses, see? So your names are French. Are you from France? Yes. We know that your names would be sus in this case. And the last one, tengo tres hijos. Sus nombres son María, Pedro y Luis. Again, when we say tengo tres hijos, and then we are naming these children, yes, I have 3 kids, and now I'm talking about their names, we're talking about their. So sus in this case means their. Their names are María, Pedro, and Luis. Muy bien, es hora de practicar. Vamos a hacer algunos ejercicios. Now it's time to practice. Let's do some exercises. Completa los espacios en blanco con el adjetivo posesivo correspondiente. So now you have to fill in the blanks with the corresponding possessive adjective. Respuesta. Ella es mi mamá. Ellos son mis padres. Nuestra familia es muy grande. Tu abuela es muy dulce. Pedro y Luis son nuestros tíos. Sus primos son muy amables. Su abuelo es Manuel y sus tías son Julia y Ana. Su hermana es Clara. Mi prima Sofía es muy bonita. Su hermano mayor es Germán. Vuestra hermana es Rosa. Vuestros tíos tienen una casa grande en Madrid. Okay, so that is all for today. I really hope that now you understand how to use the possessive adjectives in Spanish. Thank you very much for watching this class. Muchísimas gracias y nos vemos en la próxima. I will see you next class. Adiós, hasta luego. Hola, soy Brenda Romagnello, tu profesora de español. Hi, my name is Brenda Romagnello and I'm your Spanish teacher. Today we're going to have a look at some basic conversation questions and answers to talk about you and your family. One of the common questions that always come up whenever you're having a conversation with Spanish speakers is about you and your family. Who do you live with? Do you have any siblings? Do you have pets? All these sort of questions are basic conversational questions that always come up whenever we are talking to people in general, and that is not the exception when you're talking to Spanish speakers as well. Today I'm going to help you to know what questions these questions are, so that you can also ask your Spanish friends when you're in conversations with them, and then we'll have a look at potential answers so that you can also improve your Spanish and your communication and conversational skills. As you're going to talk about you and your family, let's have a look at some vocabulary for family members in Spanish. Repeat after me. Repite después de mí. Madre, madre. Mamá, mamá. Padre, padre. Papá, papá. So the difference between madre and mamá, padre and papa is of course that madre and padre are a little bit more formal and mamá y papá are a little bit more informal. Hijo, hijo, hija, hija. Remember, in Spanish, the H is silent. So as you can see in hijo and hija, we don't pronounce the H here. It's not hijo or hija, yes? It's just hijo, hija. Hermano, hermano, hermana, hermana. Tío, tío, tía, tía. Sobrino, sobrino, sobrina, sobrina. Primo, primo, prima, prima. Abuelo, abuelo, abuela, abuela. Bisabuelo, bisabuelo, bisabuela, bisabuela. Nieto, nieto, nieta, nieta. Now we're going to learn some adjectives that we can use to describe, for example, brothers and sisters and also children. Yes, your children, whether they are an only child, or for example to say that they're the oldest, the eldest, the youngest, the one in the middle, etc. Único, único, única, única. Mayor, mayor. La del medio, la del medio. Menor, menor. Gemelo, gemelo, gemela, gemela. Mellizo, mellizo, melliza, melliza. For twins in Spanish, we're gonna have gemelos and mellizos. So gemelos are identical twins, and mellizos are going to be fraternal twins. Let's see how we can use this vocabulary in sentences to describe your family members, especially when we're talking about sons and daughters. If you want to say you are an only child, or if you are the oldest or the youngest, if you have older siblings or younger siblings. Por ejemplo, soy hijo único, soy hija única. ¿Sí? I'm an only child. Soy la hija mayor. Soy el hijo del medio. Soy la hija menor. Tengo un hermano mayor. Tengo una hermana mayor. Tengo dos hermanos menores. Tengo dos hermanas mayores. Soy la hija del medio. Tengo un hermano mayor y una hermana menor. Sí, aquí hija es opcional. Here, hija is optional. You can say soy la del medio. Soy el del medio. Sí, I'm in the middle. Tengo un hermano mayor y tengo una hermana menor. See, be careful here also when you say hermano. When you want to say a brother, we have to say un hermano. Es incorrecto. It's incorrect to say uno hermano. So those are basically your immediate family members. Now let's have a look at your in-laws, or when you get married or when people get married. What are the relationships, these new family additions, and how to say those in Spanish? Suegro, suegro, suegra, suegra. So suegro is father-in-law, suegra, mother-in-law. Nuera, nuera is just the femenino form, and that means daughter-in-law. Yerno, yerno, yerno is son-in-law. Esposo, esposo, esposa, esposa. Ex-esposo, ex-esposo, ex-esposa, ex-esposa. Marido significa husband, so it's a synonym of esposo, and mujer is wife, and it also, remember, a synonym is esposa. Prometido, prometido, prometida, prometida. Sí, prometido is fiancé and prometida fiancé. Novio, novio, novia, novia. Amante, madrastra, madrastra, padrastro, padrastro. Okay, that's a long list of vocabulary, but that's basically all the family members that you can possibly have, most family members that you can have in Spanish. ¿Cómo es tu familia? What is your family like? In Spanish, whenever we want to say something general, for example, children or kids, or if you want to talk about your grandchildren, or if you want to talk about your parents, etc., we're going to use the masculino plural for a general in Spanish. If I ask, ¿tienes hijos? Do you have sons? Yeah, will be the literal translation because we know that hijo is son in the singular and masculino, so then hijos will probably mean sons, yeah, so the plural for the hijo. But in Spanish, if it's in a question, it means do you have children, okay? Do you have children? It could be both sons and daughters. Let's have a look at another example. ¿Tienes hermanos? ¿Tienes hermanos? Here we are using the plural masculine hermanos for general information. We aren't asking if you have brothers, but rather if you have siblings. So a possible answer to this would be sí. Tengo dos hermanos y dos hermanas. Tengo dos hermanos y dos hermanas. Yes, I do. I have two brothers and two sisters. So in this case, even if we're asking for hermanos, yes, the general would be we're asking for siblings. So if you have brothers and sisters, you need to specify both. Let's say that if you want to talk about your siblings and you only have one, then you are going to use the non-specific article a, yes, or an in English. We're gonna say un or una, un and una, which also means one in Spanish, okay? So you can say, tengo un hermano, see, I have a brother, or I have one brother. Tengo una hermana, I have a sister. So remember, that is not correct to say uno before the masculine singular noun. So you cannot say tengo uno tío, tengo uno hermano, tengo uno primo. You have to say un here. Tengo un tío, tengo un hermano, tengo un primo. Now, if you have many siblings, you can use mayor for older and menor for younger. Remember to place the adjective after what we are describing, so be careful with the plural form. Let's have a look at an example here. Tengo un hermano mayor y una hermana menor. Sí, tengo un hermano mayor y una hermana menor. I have an older brother and a younger sister. Tengo dos hermanos mayores. Tengo dos hermanos mayores y dos hermanas menores. Y dos hermanas menores. Tengo dos hermanos mayores y dos hermanas menores. I have two older brothers and two younger sisters. So as you can see here, we're saying dos hermanos in the plural. See, I have two brothers, older brothers. So we have to say mayores, and then I have two younger sisters, hermanas menores. Muy bien, perfecto. Now let's move to the part where we ask basic questions about you and your family in Spanish. Pregunta número 1. ¿Con quién vives? ¿Con quién vives? Who do you live with? ¿Con quién vives? Here are a few possible answers. Respuestas posibles. Vivo con mi esposo, o vivo con mi esposa, vivo solo, vivo sola, vivo con mi familia, vivo con mis padres, etc. Pregunta número 2. ¿Tienes hermanos? ¿Tienes hermanos? Do you have siblings? You can answer this question in an affirmative way and you can say, sí, tengo un hermano y una hermana. Yes, I have a brother and I have a sister. Or if you want to give a negative answer, you can say no, no tengo hermanos. No tengo hermanos. So pay attention here that we have two no's in this answer. We're gonna have no, the first one, because we're answering to the question. ¿Tienes hermanos? No. See, do you have siblings? No. No tengo. See, I don't have. So the second no is to negate the verb. No, no tengo. No, I don't. Pregunta número 3. ¿Tienes tíos? ¿Tienes tíos? So here, remember, we're using the masculino plural for general, and that means, do you have aunties or uncles? Respuesta afirmativa, sí, tengo un tío y una tía. Sí, tengo un tío y una tía. Respuesta negativa, no, no tengo tíos. No, I don't. I don't have any aunties or uncles. So pay attention here that in the negative answer, we are also having it and keeping it in the plural form because it's general. Pregunta número 4. ¿Tienes primos? Do you have cousins? Sí, tengo 8 primos y una prima. Yes, I have 8 cousins and 1 cousin. So remember that in Spanish we're going to have female cousins and male cousins. So 8 primos is male cousins and una prima would be a female cousin. Respuesta negativa, no, no tengo primos. Pregunta número 5. ¿Tienes hijos? Sí, tengo un hijo y una hija. No, no tengo hijos. Pregunta número 6. ¿Tienes sobrinos? Sí, tengo 3 sobrinos y 2 sobrinas. So remember, sobrinos is going to be nephews and sobrinas nieces. Y la última pregunta es la pregunta número 7. This is the last question. ¿Tienes mascotas? Sí, tengo un perro y una gata. Yes, I have a dog and a cat, a female cat. But if you have a male cat, then you have to say, sí, tengo un perro y un gato. And la respuesta negativa, no, no tengo mascotas. And something important to remember for your conversations in Spanish, when we have a conversation, if we have things in common, instead of repeating it, see, for example, if someone has a pet, yes, they have a dog, sí, tengo un perro, instead of you saying, yo tengo un perro, you can say, yo también, me too, yo también. And then if they say, for example, no tengo mascotas, I don't have pets, then instead of repeating, if you don't have pets either, then you can say yo tampoco, me neither, or neither do I. Fabuloso, good job. Thank you so much for watching today's class. And now I want you to comment below answer to these 2 questions that I would love to know about you from the questions that we had a look into today. Number 1, número 1, ¿tienes hermanos? Let me know if you have siblings. And number 2, ¿tienes mascotas? Do you have pets? Let me know in the comments below using the answers that we have learned today. Muchísimas gracias por ver esta clase. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next class. Adiós.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Mi nombre es Romina. Soy tu profesora de español para la clase de hoy. Hi, ¿cómo estás? How are you? My name is Romina. I'm your Spanish teacher for today's lesson. En la clase de hoy voy a explicarte los pronombres demostrativos en español. For today's lesson, I'm going to teach you the demonstrative pronouns in Spanish. So first things first, what is it? What is a pronoun? Pronouns are words that replace nouns, and the idea is to avoid repetition. Demonstrative pronouns, as their name indicates, demonstrative comes from Latin and it means to show, to pinpoint. So basically, the demonstrative are a specific category of pronouns that what they do is they pinpoint exactly what we're talking about, okay? So basically we use them a lot when we are pointing out things, okay? Vamos a ver esto con un ejemplo. Es mucho más fácil de comprender con un ejemplo. So we're going to see this with an example because obviously it's a lot easier to understand with an example. ¡Qué lindas flores! Estas me gustan mucho. Lovely flowers, oh, what a beautiful flowers. I like these ones very much. So in this example, estas is the demonstrative pronoun which is replacing flores. It is replacing the word flowers in the second sentence. What estas is doing is to pinpoint exactly which flowers are the ones that I like very much. Which flowers out of all the flowers I'm surrendered with are the ones that I like very much. Another thing is to use this demonstrative pronoun, estas, to avoid the repetition of the word flores in the second sentence. So another thing for you guys to notice in this sentence, in this example, is the fact that I'm mentioning the word flores in the first sentence. So when I'm using the word estas, you already have a context. You already know what I'm talking about. Bien, continuamos. Let's continue. Did you notice the ending of estas? ¿Has notado la terminación de la palabra estas? Esa terminación AS, the ending in AS. ¿Qué es eso? What is that? So, estas está en femenino y plural. So, estas is in the feminine form and also in the plural form. So, the reason for this is because the demonstrative pronouns in Spanish have to match with the noun they're replacing in gender and in number, okay? Las flores, because the flowers are, it's a feminine and a plural word, okay? I'm going to have to use estas to replace it because that's also in feminine and plural. I believe that this is what makes the pronouns in Spanish just a little bit more difficult than English, if you compare it with English. And this is because in Spanish we have 4 options to select from, right? Depending if it's masculine, feminine, singular, or plural, okay? So if it's masculine and singular, you're going to use este, the very first example, este, the very first word, sorry. If it's masculine and plural, you're going to go estos, and then if it's feminine and singular, you're going to say esta, and plural is estas. Let's practice the pronunciation. Este, estos, esta, estas. In Spanish, another complication that we have is the distance, okay? So depending on how far away we are from the object that we're referring to, that we're talking about, we are going to use either one of the 3 demonstrative pronouns we have in Spanish. So if the object is nearby you and you can touch it, for example, you are going to use este. So when it's cerca, when it's nearby you, when it's cerca, you're going to use este. But if the object that you're talking about is very far away from you, you're going to be using aquel. So, si el objeto está lejos, so lejos means far. If it's far away from you, you're going to use aquel. So if the object is somewhere in between, it's not too close and it's not too far away from you, then you're going to use ese. We have 3 options, while in English, we have only 2. So I believe that the closest translation you have for this is that este is translated as this, while ese and aquel are translated usually as that, but I think aquel is mostly translated as that one over there. Okay, so you're saying that it's very far away. So the crazy thing is that we have 4 options for each one of these 3 options. Again, depending if it's a female, a feminine or a masculine, or if it's singular or if it's plural. Okay, don't forget the translations. These, that, those, that one over there, those ones over there. Vamos a practicar la pronunciación, okay? Let's start with the very first ones, okay? The ones at the very top of your screen. Repite, por favor. Please repeat after me. Este. Este. Esta. Esta. Estos. Estos. Estas. Estas. Vamos con el siguiente cuadro. Let's move on to the next chart, the next table. Ese. Ese. Esa. Esa. Esos. Esos. Esas. Esas. Ahora vamos al tercer cuadro. So now we go to the third table. Aquel. Aquel. Aquella. Aquella. Aquellos. Aquellos. Aquellas. Aquellas. Please remember that because I'm from Argentina, my pronunciation is a little bit different, and for the double L, I will say aquella, no? So in other countries of, just remember that in other countries of Latin America and in Spain as well, the pronunciation will be different, and instead of aquella, you will hear people saying aquella. Okay, let's practice that pronunciation for a second. Vamos con el femenino singular. Let's start with the feminine and singular. Aquella. Aquella. Aquellos. Aquellos. Aquellas. Aquellas. In this lesson, I'm just teaching you the demonstrative pronouns that are feminine or masculine, okay, that belong to these grammatical genders in Spanish. I want you to know that there is a third gender. There is another gender in Spanish, which is the neutral gender, okay? However, these are just a little bit more complicated, okay? Demonstrative pronouns of the neutral gender are just a little bit difficult at this stage to be understood or used. So this is something that we prefer to teach you later on in your Spanish journey, okay? So just be patient. It will come eventually. Un poco de paciencia. Bien, es momento de practicar. We need to practice. Please complete the sentences with the correct demonstrative pronoun. Underneath each incomplete sentence, you have the translation in English. Just take a moment, pause this video right now before I show you on screen the answers, las respuestas correctas, okay? Muy bien, vamos a ver las respuestas. Okay, very good. We are going to see the answers. Let's check out the answers. Número 1. Esta copa es mía. Esa es la tuya. Número 2. Aquel que está al final de la calle es mi auto. Número 3. Estas son mis hermanas. Se llaman Agustina y Julieta. Número 4. Esos son mejores que estos. Número 5 y final. So this is the last one. Este es mi papá. Esa es mi mamá. Y aquellos son mis abuelos. Bien, amigos, es el final de la clase. Muchas gracias por ver esta lección. Okay, my friends, this is the end of the lesson. Thank you so much for watching this video. Y nos vemos en la próxima clase. Adiós. Thank you so much. I will see you in our next class. Bye.
Diego, me gustaría ir a la cafetería. Quiero un café.
Suena bien, aunque pensaba que mejor podíamos ir a la panadería y después al comedor de mi casa, algo simple.
Quizás sea mejor. Pero quiero algo picante.
Pues mira, podemos ir a la carnicería cerca de mi casa y ahí venden salsa. Y podemos comer unos huevitos con pan y le echamos salsa.
No perdamos más tiempo. ¡Vamos!
Hello there, my beautiful, beautiful friends of SpanishPod101.com. As you might know, my name is Diego.
And I'm Efraín.
And in today's video, we're going to check a very interesting topic, and that's some suffixes in Spanish, very common ones.
Yeah, and very useful.
Exactly. So, if you're interested, guys, enjoy this video.
¡Woo! Okay, as you heard during the skit, we talked about huevitos con salsa. And they are a pretty common breakfast in Mexico.
Yeah, as well as huevos divorciados, which is made of two different salsas, salsa verde and salsa roja. They are put together. And yeah.
And they are different.
Different flavors, of course, different colors. It's something really, really delicious.
And they look separated and they are divorced.
That's why they divorced. Huevos divorciados. Yeah, if you come to Mexico, just make sure to try the huevitos con salsa or huevos divorciados.
Yeah, of course. And also, salsa is to eat salsa is very common in Mexico. So you can find it in tortillerias or carnicerías, butcheries.
Oh, butcheries, yeah. Some really good pre-made salsa. So don't go and buy the salsas in the big stores, in the supermarkets. Like, no, the real Mexican salsa are found in tortillerias and also in the carnicerías, in the butcheries. Yeah.
Well, the best ones are in the tortilleria.
Yeah, those are the best ones.
Okay,
very good, guys. So now, why do we need to learn the suffixes? Why would you care about this topic? Well, because if you know the suffixes, there are many words that change due to a suffix. And this is a very good resource to increase your vocabulary set instantly.
Okay.
Because you will learn many suffixes in this video. We have chosen for you the most common ones, and there are many others out of this list, but we have picked for you the most useful ones.
Yeah, and we are going to start with the suffix ero and era. Okay, so era and era are usually added to some nouns to make occupations. Okay, to make occupations. For example, pan, and you add the suffix ero, panadero. Panadero.
Well, you add more, right? Like pan is not panero, but panadero. But it has a suffix.
It has a suffix. And also we have carne plus the suffix, and of course another letters.
And then you have
carnicero.
Okay.
Carnicero.
Okay, very good.
Or you can even found helado, ero plus ero, heladero.
Oh, heladero, yeah.
Heladero.
Professional. A guy who makes the ice cream, right?
Yeah.
El heladero, and who sells the ice cream.
Yeah.
Good. Then you can also add ero for making also the recipient or the container of certain ingredient. So for example, well, not ingredient, but also of an object. For example, you have azúcar, and then you have azucarero,
Yeah.
which is where you place the sugar.
In this case, you just add the suffix.
Yeah, and the R, no? Well,
The-
azucarero,
azucarero.
you leave it like that. And then you have sal and ero, so it becomes salero.
Salero.
Where you store the salt, okay? Or even you have basura
Okay.
and you have basurero.
Really good.
Yeah, like the trash container.
Okay. And what about moneda?
Oh, about moneda, that's a good one. We have moneda, and where you store the coins, we call it monedero.
Monedero.
Pretty useful
Simple and simple.
and simple.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so now let's continue with the suffix ante. Ante, yeah, so an ante has two purposes. Number one, with ante you can create nouns out of infinitives.
Yeah.
Now, these nouns are going to be the doer of the action, the person that is going to carry out the action.
Yeah.
But also, when you add ante, you can create an adjective. Once again, this is out of an infinitive. And well, basically, it is very similar to the ending ing in English. So let's see 4 examples.
Yeah. Okay, now we have estudiar, estudiante. Luis es un estudiante. Luis es un estudiante.
Very good. And the estudiante is the person carrying out the verb estudiar.
Yeah.
So Luis estudia, right? Luis es un estudiante.
Yeah, real good. Okay, now we also have causar, causante. Okay, causar, causante. Tú eres el causante de todo este embrollo. Tú eres el causante de todo este embrollo.
Muy bien, very good. Nice.
Okay, the next one. But this is for an adjective. For example, amenazar, amenazante. Amenazante. Ese luchador tiene una postura muy poco amenazante. Ese luchador tiene una postura muy poco amenazante. No da miedo.
No da miedo.
No. Ok. El siguiente. Picar, picante. Picante. Por ejemplo, esta salsa es muy picante. Esta salsa es muy picante.
Yeah, it is. There is another very similar suffix as ante, and that's dor or dora. Now, dor, you're going to add it, and we have 4 different uses. The first one is that you're going to add dor or dora for the place where the action is taking place. Yes.
For example, desayunar, desayunador. Comer, comedor. Asar, asador.
Very good.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so the second use of dor and dora is not only for the place, but also for the instrument where the action is being done. For example,
Lavar, lavadora. Secar, secador, or secadora. Another one, cargar, cargador.
Very good. Nice, exactly.
Yeah.
Number 3 is very useful for the adjectives that are somehow related to the infinitive they are derived from. For example,
Hablar, hablador.
which is a chatterbox, right?
Chatterbox,
Chatterbox.
hablador.
Or a liar, even in Mexico, it's a liar.
Es un hablador.
Un hablador.
Or conocer, conocedor. Or conocedora.
Good.
Okay, we also have mediar, mediador. Or mediadora.
Good. Very good.
Pecar, pecador.
Like you. Pecador.
Pecadora. Okay, we also have seguir, seguidor o seguidora.
Yeah. Exactly.
Como en redes sociales.
O en las redes sociales, mis seguidores, mis seguidoras.
Ajá.
Very good. Okay. So, and the last use of dor and dora, and very common also, is for jobs and occupations. For example, we have
For example, jugar, jugador. Jugador. Vender, vendedor. Trabajar, trabajador.
Okay, guys, so now let's see the suffix mente. Mente, which is almost the equivalent in English as ly, as li. And this is for turning an adjective into an adverb. However, take into account something, guys. You need to turn the adjective in its feminine form and then add mente. Okay? So, for example, we have the adjective rápido.
Yep.
We need to turn it into the feminine version, which is rápida, and then add mente at the end, and there you have rápidamente.
Yep.
And that's the adverb. So let's see more examples.
Let's see another example. Cálido, cálidamente. Frío, fríamente. Último, últimamente.
Good.
But taking into account this, when the adjective doesn't have a feminine form,
Because it is neutral.
because it is neutral, you just add mente.
Yeah. For example.
For example, difícil, we don't have difícila. Difícil, difícilmente. Útil, we don't have útila. Útil, útilmente.
Nice. Very
Really good.
Another suffix that is very handy is ista, and you don't really need to think much about it because it's the same as est in English. And this is added with a noun to make, first of all, an occupation.
Yeah.
Okay, for example,
Diente, dentista. Deporte, deportista. Arte, artista.
good.
Documental, documentalista.
Violin,
Violinista.
nice.
Okay, really good.
You can also add ista for people who support any kind of religion, philosophical current, or
Ideals.
even, ideals. Yeah. For example,
For example, nación, nacionalista. Capital, capitalista. But we also have Buda, budista.
okay, guys, a quick note here, and this is not all the supporters of the ideologies and religions have the suffix ista, but many of them do.
Yeah.
Now let's continue with the last suffix.
And the last one is ia. Okay, and this one is very common since you can find it in some stores and restaurants.
Yeah.
Okay, for making this, you just add this suffix to a noun, an object noun, and you can turn it into a place when you add this suffix. Okay, yeah,
For example, you
example.
have taco, which is a Mexican food.
Yeah.
We have the taqueria. And it
Okay.
becomes a taco stand,
Uh-huh.
a taco place, or a taco restaurant, una
Yeah.
taquería. Then you have helado, you have heladería.
Yeah.
Then you have café, cafetería.
Really good.
Then you have verdura, verdulería. Very
Okay,
good.
really good, yeah. It's pretty useful, that one.
Yeah, extremely useful. Or even carne, carnicería.
Carnicería.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, just to sum it up very quickly, today we saw the suffixes, some very common suffixes. The first one that we checked was ero or era, such as ropero, which is the container, ropero.
Yeah.
The next one is with ante. For example, we have causante,
Okay, really good.
causante. And also we have dor or dora. For example, we have asador.
Okay, really good. Okay, now the next suffixes we checked are mente. For example, obedientemente, obedecer, obedientemente. And we also have ista, activista, for example, and ia, carnicería.
Good.
Okay. That's it for today, my beautiful friends of SpanishPod101.com. If you like this video, please give us your thumbs up, share it with other learners, please, and subscribe to this channel and click on the notifications so you can know when we just upload a new video. Don't forget to get your free PDF cheat sheet where you can learn tons and tons of new vocabulary, the vocabulary we saw in
Such as huevitos con salsa.
such as huevitos, the ones we talk about in this during this lesson. You can see it and more. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So see you in our next video. Hasta luego.
See you guys.
Mano, ¿qué te vas a poner para la boda de Alicia?
Realmente no lo sé. Lo que sé es que me aseguraré de usar algo que esté a la moda.
Sí, y también asegúrate de que sea de tu talla.
Muy cierto. En la última boda a la que fui, usé algo extra grande. Y obviamente me veía muy chistoso.
Creo que yo te puedo ayudar con eso. Conozco una tienda donde venden zapatos muy finos y camisas apretadas que estoy seguro que te verías muy bien con ellas.
Pero espera. Necesito comprar algo como unos pantalones.
De eso no te preocupes. Déjamelo a mí. Hello there, my beautiful, beautiful friends from SpanishPod101.com. As you might know, my name is Diego.
And I'm Efraín.
And in today's video, we're going to check some vocabulary regarding the clothes.
Yeah.
So, if you're interested, guys, enjoy this video. Woo! Okay, guys, so as you heard in the previous skit, we talked about the weddings in Mexico. So, but before we use a word, and that word is mano, like hand, mano. But in Mexico, mano is one of the many ways for calling a friend. So, mano is the same as yo saying amigo, but rather like a close friend.
Hermano.
Un hermano, un mejor amigo.
I don't know, but it sounds like the ending of hermano.
Yeah, hermano, mano. Maybe it comes from it. Yeah.
Well,
But,
I
yeah,
don't know.
That's what we call it in Mexico.
Yeah, and we also talked about weddings. So weddings in Mexico, what about it? Okay, so first of all, we get married with the government. I mean, we sign like a contract in Mexico, and then we go to the church.
You go to the registro civil
Yeah,
to sign that contract, like the marriage contract, right?
something like that. And then you get married again in the church, but in front of a
pope. No, it's not a pope. It's
of a priest.
of a priest. Of a
Priest. Okay.
No,
A pastor, maybe. A pope.
It would be so cool, man.
Well, anyway, but yeah, here they don't have the power to marry to people. Yeah, you have to sign it before. Okay, yeah, and then what about food in Mexican weddings? Well, they are pretty different. You can have, like small snacks when you just arrive to the wedding.
Something very popular is pollo con mole.
Oh well, that's for the food.
That's for the food, yeah.
Pollo con mole, yeah, very popular. Arroz. And then you have something informal when you dance and the wedding is long. You also can have tacos. Well, that's in the morning.
That's rather in the morning.
Yeah.
Or, sometimes in the afternoon as well. So
Well,
yeah, we eat some tacos in the weddings.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
very common. Okay, so let's continue with this. So let's start with the general vocabulary of clothing, and let's start with the word talla.
Yeah.
So talla is our way for saying size. Talla. So we have basically three tallas. Talla chica, talla mediana, talla grande, or even we have talla extra grande.
Wow.
Okay, ¿de qué talla es tu playera?
Extra chica.
Oh my god, extra chica.
¿Y tú?
Es chica.
Chica.
Chica,
Extra
yeah.
chica.
Extra chica y chica. Very good. So other words related to these are tela, which is fabric.
Oh.
Tela. Then we also have hilos. Hilos, the thread,
Mm-hmm.
hilos, okay? But also you have aguja,
Mm-hmm.
aguja,
Yeah.
the needle.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Okay, very good. A verb related to these words is coser. Yo coso, tú coses, nosotros cosemos. Coser. But we also have some other words. Probador.
The fitting room.
Probador. And we also have gancho. Gancho para la ropa, pero
The clothing hooks,
Yeah.
like the hooks. Los ganchos para la ropa.
ganchos para la ropa. But
Pero-
you can just say gancho.
Yeah. But we also have another one, and that's el cierre
Cierre
o
cremallera.
the zipper.
Cierre o cremallera. Okay, now let's check some words related to fashion. And the first one is moda. Moda. Okay? And there are some expressions related to this word. Estar de moda. Estar de moda. For example, está de moda usar pantalones rasgados. Está de moda usar pantalones rasgados. Pero también está de porque
Estar soltera está de moda.
por eso ya no se enamora. Okay, that's a song. Okay, but we also have estar pasado de moda. Estar pasado de moda. For example, este sombrero está pasado de moda.
Oh, it looks so cool. I don't think it's.
Do you think
no.
so?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it doesn't look bad actually. Well, but este sombrero está pasado de moda.
Come on, you look like Indiana Jones. Okay. Muy bien. So now let's check some words related to footwear. Footwear. Okay. So entonces tenemos los zapatos. Zapatos. Shoes. Okay. Número 2, tenemos los tenis, or in some places they are also called zapatillas,
Yeah.
which are the tennis shoes.
In places like Argentina.
Like Argentina, las zapatillas, okay?
Zapatillas.
Or in Mexico we say just tenis. Los tenis, las zapatillas. Después tenemos los tacones, the high heels. Tacones.
Tacones.
Then we have botas.
Yeah.
Botas. The boots. Y también tenemos las pantuflas. Pantuflas. The slippers.
Now we have words for clothes. Let's start with the upper body clothes. For example, we have playera. Playera.
In Mexico we call
In
it
Mexico.
playera, but you know in some other countries this is called in other ways, such as camiseta,
Remera.
remera as well.
Remera in countries like Peru. Polo.
Polo?
Polo.
Oh, really? Polo? Okay. In Mexico we call it playera.
Playera.
This is a playera. T-shirt is una playera.
But we also have camisas.
Oh, wow, that's a nice one. Okay.
Okay, camisa, but for formal.
You look so fashion right now. You're in fashion. Con ese sombrero, esa camisa.
Camisas, but for formal shirts.
Exacto, una camisa para
Well,
algo.
this is not that formal, but I want you to get the idea
of the camisa. Okay.
Yeah, and we also have chamarra. Chamarra. Yeah, but then we also have chaqueta. Chaqueta. But the word chaqueta, we usually use chaqueta for leather jackets.
For a leather jacket.
Just like this.
Oh wow! Where are you getting all this, man?
Man.
Wow! You're ready for the party, man. Ready for the club.
Estás
Look.
soltera.
Very good. So, vamos ahora a ver de lower body cloth vocabulary, okay? So, tenemos, por ejemplo, los pantalones.
Los pantalones.
Los pantalones, the pants. También tenemos para las mujeres, no usan pantalones, pero también pueden usar las faldas.
Faldas.
Skirt. Faldas. Pero también tenemos los shorts. Yeah, which is the short pants.
Okay,
Short
sure.
pants. Los shorts, we just call them shorts. Perfecto. The last one that we have is jeans. Pero también tenemos otra forma de llamar a los jeans. Pantalón de mezclilla. Mezclilla is the word that we use for denim. Okay? So we say pantalón de mezclilla or jeans.
Camisa
de mezclilla.
de mezclilla. Okay, now let's talk about underwear.
Yeah.
The first one, we are going to go from less clothes to more.
Okay.
Because the first one is tanga. Tanga. And then we have trusa. Trusa. Or even you can call it calzón.
Yeah, calzón.
Calzón, which is even more common. Calzón. And then boxer. Boxer.
Good.
Well,
For women,
we have sostén. Sostén. Or brasier.
also.
Yeah.
Sostén o brasier.
Uh-huh.
Very
Just
good.
like in English.
Perfecto. Now let's talk about the material, the fabric. Okay. So the first one is the most common, and that's algodón. Algodón.
Algodón.
Pero también tenemos otras, por ejemplo, seda.
Seda.
Seda. Pero también tenemos como la chaqueta, cuero o piel.
Piel.
Cuero o piel. Pero también para underwear o demás ropa que es elástica tenemos nylon. Nylon.
Yeah.
Okay guys, so the last material, the last fabric is lana. Word. Lana. Perfecto.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have some verbs related to clothing. To clothes.
To close.
Okay. Verbs related to clothes. And the first one is ponerse. Ponerse. For example, me puse un traje para mi graduación. Me puse un traje para mi graduación. Or in its imperative form. Ponte ese vestido. Ponte ese vestido. Okay. Another example. No se puso su uniforme. No se puso su uniforme.
Nice.
Okay.
That's the action of getting dressed, right?
Ponerse.
Ponerse, so it needs an object. Ponerse plus something. Ponerse el vestido, ponerse el uniforme, ponerse el pantalón. Efraín, ponte un pantalón, por favor.
And then we have another verb. Usar. Usar. Okay? To wear. For example, estoy usando una playera blanca. Estoy usando una playera blanca. Another one. Diego está usando jeans negros. Diego está usando jeans negros.
Very
Okay.
good.
Another one. Vestirse. Vestirse. Which is to dress. For example, vístete ya. Vístete ya. Like when you were a child and your mom.
Yeah, it's like, vístete ya.
Say you like,
Para la escuela.
yeah. Vístete ya. Es tarde. Okay.
Okay guys, so a note here. Vestirse is a special verb because in this case vestirse does not need an object, okay? So it's just the act of dressing. If you want to use it with an object, you need to use it with the preposition con. And in that case, it's the same as usar, okay? Or even ponerse. Very good.
Okay.
For example,
se vistieron con sus mejores prendas. Se vistieron con sus mejores prendas. Okay, another one. Me vestí con mi camisa de mezclilla. Me vestí con mi camisa de mezclilla.
wow, qué elegante.
Elegancia, la de Francia.
Qué elegancia la de Francia. Very good. So, vamos a ver 3 verbos más relacionados con la ropa y el primero es probarse. Probarse, ¿ok? And that's to try on.
Yeah.
Probarse. Por ejemplo, ¿por qué no te pruebas ese vestido? Well, not you, but that's an example. ¿Por qué no te pruebas ese vestido?
Yeah.
The next one. ¿Dónde puedo probarme esta playera? ¿Dónde puedo probarme esta playera?
Okay.
Good.
Good.
Otro verbo muy común es quedar. And this is a pretty useful verb. Quedar, it means to fit. For example, creo que esos zapatos te quedan muy apretados. Creo que esos zapatos te quedan muy apretados.
Yeah.
Or, for example, ¿cómo me queda esta playera? ¿Cómo me queda esta playera? ¿Bien?
Muy bien.
Gracias. I knew it. Thank you. So, and the last one is planchar.
Planchar.
Planchar. To iron. For example, mi esposa me plancha mis camisas. I don't have a wife, but mi esposa me plancha mis camisas.
That's it for today, my beautiful friends of SpanishPod101.com. If you like this video, please give us your thumbs up, share this video with other learners, write your comments down there, and subscribe to this channel, click on the notifications. Get your free lifetime account, and there you can find a free PDF cheat sheet for clothes vocabulary.
Wow!
To
Increase even more your vocabulary set.
Yeah.
Nice, very
Thanks
good.
for that, man. Okay, see you in our next video.
See you guys.
Hasta luego.
Ya vámonos.
Ya casi nos vamos, pero primero necesito comer. ¿Tú ya comiste?
No. Comamos juntos y mientras te cuento las buenas nuevas.
¿Qué pasó?
Ya verás.
Ay, cuéntame ya, no puedo esperar.
Ya me dieron el trabajo.
Ya. Muy bien. Hello there, my beautiful friends of SpanishPod101.com. As you might know, my name is Diego.
And I'm Efrain.
And in today's video, we're going to check the word ya in Spanish. This is a word that has several meanings, and in this video, we're going to tell you all the meanings.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, guys, enjoy this video.
Woo! Okay guys, so the word ya has many usages. It can be used for past events, as a translation of the word already, to convey the idea of any longer or anymore, even to give emphasis. It has many meanings.
Yeah. The most common one is already.
Yeah.
So this is the most common one, and this is what you will usually find as the direct translation of ya.
Yeah.
So let's see a couple of examples.
See?
For example, ya leí ese libro. Ya leí ese libro.
Very good.
Or, ¿me das un poco?
Ya me comí todos mis dulces. Lo siento. Okay, another example. Para el día de mañana ya estaré en los Estados Unidos. Para el día de mañana ya estaré en los Estados Unidos.
Very good.
Okay, another one. Ya hice mi pago. Ya hice mi pago.
Very good, which is I have already paid.
Yep.
So, as you can see here, in all these examples, you can translate ya as already. Note that you can also use ya for talking about the immediate past.
For example, ¿ya comiste? ¿Ya terminaste?
Very good. But also, you can use ya for talking about when something just happened. For example,
ya lo vi. Ya lo vi. Or, ya entendí.
Ya entendí.
Ya entendí.
Very good.
Okay, note that in English you don't usually use already in this kind of context, but in Latin America we use ya all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Ya.
Yeah. Now, ya can also be translated as now.
Yeah.
So, for example, you can say ya se van. And this is normally used when you are anticipating an action. Okay?
Yeah.
So, ya se van. It could be translated that they are going now. Ya se van. However, you can also use ya for meaning right now.
Uh-huh.
For example, when you want to demonstrate impatience.
Yeah, of course.
For example, quiero mi computadora ya.
Ahora mismo.
Exactly, like ahora mismo.
Mhm.
So I want my computer now. Quiero mi computadora ya.
Yeah.
Note that in this case the word ya goes at the end.
Uh-huh.
So normally you can put ya at the end for demonstrating impatience.
Mhm.
And if you want to add even more impatience, you can say pero ya. For
Uh-huh.
example, quiero mi computadora, pero ya.
Ajá.
Like right now.
Estudia, pero ya.
Exactly. O estudia ya. Or even, as we said, you can put it before and say ya estudia.
Ya estudia.
If you put it before, you don't need to use pero. Pero only when ya is used at the end.
Mhm.
Now, what happens when ya is used in the negative form?
Mhm.
So when it is used in the negative form, it could be translated as anymore.
Yeah.
For example,
For example, ya no quiero más comida. Ya no quiero más comida. Or, ya no me gusta Eleonora. Ya no me gusta Eleonora.
¿y por qué tienes su foto de perfil en tu celular?
Ah.
Very good. So ya can also be used for emphasis.
Ajá.
Emphasis.
Ya lo verás, estás equivocado. Ya lo verás, estás equivocado. Or, ya lo sé, no necesitas repetirlo. Ya lo sé, no necesitas repetirlo.
Note that in these sentences you can get rid of ya and the sentence still has logic. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it still has sense.
Ajá.
Very good. Now, the next use of ya is when you have accomplished something, and
Mhm.
of course you are happy about it, or when a wish has been satisfied. For example,
Ya tengo el trabajo. Ya tengo el trabajo. Ujú. Or, ya entendí. Ya entendí. Ujú.
good.
Yeah.
So the next use of ya is when you use ya plus que, and you use ya plus que when you want to call the attention to something.
Ajá.
For example,
For example, ya que no sales con nadie, ¿te gustaría salir conmigo? Ya que no sales con nadie, ¿te gustaría salir conmigo?
that's your pickup line.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Very, very useful. Okay. Ya que los dos trabajamos en esto, ¿por qué no emprendemos un negocio juntos? Ya que los dos trabajamos en esto, ¿por qué no emprendemos un negocio juntos? So in this example, I'm calling the attention on the fact that we both work in the same thing.
exactly. Very good.
Mhm.
Very good. Now, you can also use ya for showing frustration. For example,
For example, ya basta. Ya basta. Ya déjame en paz. Ya déjame en paz. Ajá.
that's the reply of the girl when you say, ya que no sales con nadie, ¿te gustaría salir conmigo?
Ya basta.
Ya déjame en paz.
Ya déjame en paz.
Very good. The next use of ya is when you talk about an indefinite future,
Ajá.
or you want to offer reassurance for something in the future.
Ya.
For example,
For example, ya verás que todo saldrá bien. Ya verás que todo saldrá bien. Or, ya entenderás cuando seas grande. Ya entenderás cuando seas grande.
Okay guys, so the last meaning of ya is that you can also use it in South America, in some parts of South America, as a synonym of sí or okay.
Ya.
For example, oye, perdón por no llamarte el otro día, se me olvidó por completo.
Ya. Pero tienes que darme más atención.
Okay?
Ya. Pero tienes que darme más atención. Bien. Ok, the next one. Tienes que sumar estos dos números, ¿ya? Tienes que sumar estos dos números, ¿ya? Ok.
Or an expression very common in Mexico, we can say, Ah, ya.
Ajá.
For meaning okay.
Ya.
Ah,
ya. Ah, ya.
Ah, yeah. Okay, guys, to sum it up, remember that ya can be used in many ways. But normally it could be translated as already, in some context as now
Ajá.
or right now, and even in some context as yet.
Yep.
It could be used to show frustration, for example, if you want to demonstrate reassurance for an indefinite future
Yep.
as well, okay, or when you have just accomplished something.
Really good.
Very good, guys.
Ya vámonos. Ya va
va a llover.
a llover. Y ya me cansé, de todos modos.
Ya, yo igual.
Ya basta. That's it for today, my beautiful friends of SpanishPod101.com. We really like that you watched this video of us. Okay, so if you liked it, please give us your thumbs up, write your comments down there, share this video with other learners, subscribe to this channel, and if you are already a subscriber, click on the notifications and get your free lifetime account at SpanishPod101.com.
Very good.
So, see you. Hasta luego.
Efra, ¿hace cuánto que no vas a una peluquería? Ya necesitas un corte de cabello.
Hace un mes que no voy a la peluquería. ¿Y tú?
Desde los 14 años voy cada 3 semanas. Ya sabes que el cabello me crece muy rápido.
Por cierto, ¿recuerdas esa vez que fuimos juntos a una peluquería?
No, sí, claro. Pues desde ese momento me di cuenta que el corte de cola de pato no va conmigo. Ni con nadie en general.
Sí, y bueno, a mí me cortó igual. Tampoco me gustó. Por eso, desde hace 2 años voy con Joaquín, mi peluquero de cabecera.
Sí.
Y ahora me queda genial.
Sí. Hello there, my beautiful friends of SpanishPod101.com. As you might know, my name is Diego.
And I'm Efraín.
And in today's video, we're going to check a very interesting topic, and that's desde versus hace versus desde hace. So what is the difference and how to use them? You're going to discover that in this video. So if you're interested, guys, enjoy this video.
¡Wow! Okay, so during the skits we talked about peluqueros, cortes de cabello, peluquerías.
Exactly.
So you can have, in Mexico you can have a wide range of prices for haircuts.
Exactly, ranging from $2 up to maybe $30 or even $40 in places such as Polanco, which is a rich neighborhood here in Mexico City.
Yeah, of course. And you can even get like a $2 haircut in some tianguis.
Which is, or street markets, right? Well, that's the same.
Which is our way to say street market.
Exactly.
But
or in some markets, like established markets, you can get a haircut for only $2 or even $3 maximum.
And by the way, you can also get like a free haircut in some academies.
In some academies, yeah, like hair academies, you can get a free haircut all the Sundays at 10 a.m. Well, they have told me, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, so let's get started with these differences, and let's get started with desde. So how to use desde? Desde can be translated in English as since, and it is used almost like in English. So for example, let's give you 2 examples of desde.
He estado aquí desde las 6. He estado aquí desde las 6.
So since 6.
Or desde el principio. Desde el principio.
Very good. So since the beginning. So as you can hear in this case, desde marks the beginning of an action. Desde. Okay, guys, so let's clarify how to use desde. And desde, you use it to indicate where an action happens. That means that it is an still ongoing action. Okay, so, and you can use it in 4 different ways. Number 1, when it is followed by a noun. For example,
desde niño juega fútbol. Desde niño juega fútbol.
Very good.
Another one. Desde la muerte de su padre no ha sido el mismo. Desde la muerte de su padre no ha sido el mismo.
Damn, that's so sad, man. So it means that desde marks the start of the action. That is, the action is still ongoing. So desde niño juega al fútbol. That means that he's still playing football, right? Very good. The second use is that it could be followed by a precise time. That is that it could be followed by a precise year, a precise month, okay, or a precise moment. So let's see here a couple of examples.
Yeah, the first one. Desde 1900 existe esta empresa. Desde 1900 existe esta empresa.
¿Desde cuándo trabajamos en Spanish Pod?
Desde 2018 trabajamos.
Ya, exactamente. Desde 2018 trabajamos en Spanish Pod. So it's been 2 years now. Very good.
Bien. Another example. Desde este año escolar habrá nuevos alumnos en la escuela. Desde este año escolar habrá nuevos alumnos en la escuela.
Very good. Nice. Now, the next one is that it could be followed by a phrase. Yeah, just a simple phrase, okay? Such as al mediodía, a la medianoche, okay? For example,
no habrá servicio desde el mediodía hasta las 8. No habrá servicio desde el mediodía hasta las 8.
Yeah, like in a train station, right?
Or in the school when you want to do when you want to have a document of school.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, as well.
In an office.
In an office.
In an office. Aha, in an office. That's the.
That's what you wanted to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so desde is not only to indicate the time. Oh no, because desde you can also use it to indicate a point of origin. That is a place. A place. So it could be translated in English as from. For example,
este paquete viene desde Rusia. Este paquete viene desde Rusia.
Very far.
Another example. Mi casa se ve desde aquí. Mi casa se ve desde aquí.
Very good. Nice. So now let's continue with another one, and that's desde que. Because yes, we also have desde que. And you use desde que with a clause. Okay? With a clause. Let's see 2 examples.
Okay. The first example. No has dejado de quejarte desde que llegaste. No has dejado de quejarte desde que llegaste.
That's you, man.
No es cierto.
Ya, deja de quejarte ya.
Ok, another one. Desde que la vi por primera vez, me enamoré. Desde que la vi por primera vez, me enamoré.
Ya, eso definitivamente me pasó. Okay, guys. Okay. Now, let's continue with desde hace. Now, desde hace is going to be very interesting because the way for you to translate desde hace is for and length of time. So, this is a clue. Length of time or quantity of time. That means that you will not say a precise time. You will not say a year. So you wouldn't say 1900, 2015, 2020, but rather an amount or length of time. You can say instead 3 meses, 1 año, 5 semanas, etc. Okay? So this is desde hace. And this is to indicate when something started happening and this is still ongoing. So let's check some examples.
Ok. No fumo desde hace 2 años. No fumo desde hace 2 años.
¿Y esa cajetilla?
Ok. Another one. No he tenido novia desde hace 5 años. Wow. No he tenido novia desde hace 5 años. Or you can even say, desde hace 5 años no he tenido novia.
Exactly, Joe. So you can do it the other way around. She will come, man. She's waiting for you. Okay, guys. Now, last but not the least, let's check hace. And hace, this is the only one that it should be used in the past. Okay. Yeah. This is the way for us to say ago, but look at the structure because this is different. Hace is used before, whereas in English ago goes at the end. So let's see here some example of phrases and then the translation in English.
Yeah. Armando se casó hace 4 años. Armando se casó hace 4 años.
Yeah, Armando got married 5 years ago. So you see,
4.
or 5 or 6 or 7
Four.
or 4 years ago. Okay, 4 years ago. Okay, so Armando got married 4 years ago. Hace 4 años. So you see, the length of time goes after hace. Second one.
Okay, the second one. Salí de la universidad hace como 5 años. Salí de la universidad hace como 5 años.
And there you can say hace como like around, right? Hace como 5 años. Sí, ahora sí son 5 años?
Yeah.
Sí, yeah, okay.
This
So,
time.
I graduated from school 5 years ago. Okay? 5 years ago. Very good.
From university.
From high school, university.
It's the same. It's the same.
This is
Same
the
structure.
idea is the same, man. Okay, so now you can also use hace for referring to an ongoing action still. Yes, but in this case you should add que. Okay, so once again, hace plus length or quantity of time plus que plus the action. So let's see here some examples.
Okay. Hace 15 días que no hablo con mi novia. Hace 15 días que no hablo con mi novia.
But you said that you didn't have a girlfriend. You haven't had a girlfriend like for 5
Like
years.
an official girlfriend. It's different.
Oh, wow.
Okay, the next one. Hace un año que no hablamos. Hace un año que no hablamos. With my ex girlfriend.
I don't know why you would talk to your ex, but okay. Hace un año.
O sea, yeah, come on, man. It's
Okay,
just an example.
Number 3.
Number 3. Hace 10 meses que estudio español. Hace 10 meses que estudio español.
¿Y tú? ¿Hace cuánto que estudias español? Share it in the comments down below.
Please.
Now, in a nutshell, guys, so let's see. Today we talk about desde, hace, and hace, the different structures and way for using. So remember that desde could be translated as from or since. Then desde hace is the most common way to say for in English. So remember that this is for quantity of time. And hace is the only one that we can use for referring to the past. But it can also be used for the present when you add que. Hace, quantity of time plus que.
Yep.
Pretty easy.
That's it for today, my beautiful friends of SpanishPod101.com. Please, if you like this video, give us your thumbs up, write your comments down there, click on the notifications, but if you haven't subscribed, if you are not a subscriber of this channel, subscribe down there, okay? And get your free lifetime account at SpanishPod101.com. We have a free PDF cheat sheet that talks about time.
Exactly.
So get it now and see you in our next video. Hasta luego.
See you guys.
Cacao. Cocoa. Cacao. Cacao. Cocoa. El chocolate está hecho de la semilla de cacao del árbol del cacao. Chocolate is made from the cocoa seed of the cacao tree. El chocolate está hecho de la semilla de cacao del árbol del cacao. Refresco. Soft drink. Refresco. Refresco. Soft drink. Los refrescos no contienen alcohol y normalmente son con gas y servidos fríos. Soft drinks don't contain alcohol and are usually carbonated and served cold. Los refrescos no contienen alcohol y normalmente son con gas y servidos fríos. Zumo. Juice. Zumo. Zumo. Juice. Disfrutamos del zumo de fruta y verdura recién exprimido todos los días. We enjoy freshly squeezed fruit and vegetable juice every day. Disfrutamos del zumo de fruta y verdura recién exprimido todos los días. Estantería. Bookshelf. Estantería. Estantería. Bookshelf. La estantería está llena de libros. The bookshelf is full of books. La estantería está llena de libros. Cama. Bed. Cama. Cama. Bed. La habitación venía con una cama individual. The room came with a single bed. La habitación venía con una cama individual. Espejo. Mirror. Espejo. Espejo. Mirror. El hombre está limpiando el espejo con un trapo. The man is wiping the mirror with a rag. El hombre está limpiando el espejo con un trapo. Tocador. Dresser. Tocador. Tocador. Dresser. El tocador de madera es una antigüedad. The wooden dresser is an antique. El tocador de madera es una antigüedad. Barrer. Sweep. Barrer. Barrer. Sweep. La mujer barre afuera. The woman sweeps outside. La mujer barre afuera. Poner en su sitio. Put away. Poner en su sitio. Poner en su sitio. Put away. Puse los platos en su sitio. I put away the dishes. Puse los platos en su sitio. Fregar. Mop. Fregar. Fregar. Mop. Derramé el zumo, así que fregaré el suelo. I spilled the juice, so I'll mop the floor. Derramé el zumo, así que fregaré el suelo. Camarera. Waitress. Camarera. Camarera. Waitress. La camarera tenía muchas manchas en el vestido. The waitress had many stains on her dress. La camarera tenía muchas manchas en el vestido. Fahrenheit. 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 Su temperatura corporal era muy superior a la normal de 98,6 grados Fahrenheit. His body temperature was far above the normal 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Su temperatura corporal era muy superior a la normal de 98,6 grados Fahrenheit. Temperatura. Temperature. Temperatura. Temperatura. Temperature. La temperatura es inferior a 0 grados. The temperature is below 0 degrees. La temperatura es inferior a 0 grados. Húmedo. Humid. Húmedo. Húmedo. Humid. Es húmedo en agosto. It's humid in August. Es húmedo en agosto. Ventoso. Windy. Ventoso. Ventoso. Windy. Tengo que repartir periódicos en días lluviosos y días ventosos. I have to deliver newspapers on rainy days and windy days. Tengo que repartir periódicos en días lluviosos y días ventosos. Parque infantil. Playground. Parque infantil. Parque infantil. Playground. ¿Hay también un tobogán en el parque infantil? Is there also a slide on the playground? ¿Hay también un tobogán en el parque infantil? Piscina. Pool. Piscina. Piscina. Pool. Nadamos en la piscina pública todos los días en verano. We swim at the public pool every day in the summer. Nadamos en la piscina pública todos los días en verano. Tenis. 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 El tenis se juega en arcilla, hierba o pistas duras. Tennis is played on clay, grass or hard courts. El tenis se juega en arcilla, hierba o pistas duras. Baloncesto. Basketball. Baloncesto. Baloncesto. Basketball. Los niños y las niñas están jugando al baloncesto. The boys and girls are playing basketball. Los niños y las niñas están jugando al baloncesto. Litro. Liter. Litro. Litro. Liter. La botella contiene 2 litros de cola. The bottle contains 2 liters of cola. La botella contiene 2 litros de cola. Arroz. Rice. Arroz. Arroz. Rice. Uso mi cocedor de arroz casi todos los días. I use my rice steamer almost every day. Uso mi cocedor de arroz casi todos los días. Pan. Bread. Pan. Pan. Bread. El jamón y el queso suizo en pan de centeno es lo mejor. Ham and Swiss cheese are best on rye bread. El jamón y el queso suizo en pan de centeno es lo mejor. Huevo. Egg. Huevo. Huevo. Egg. Bacon y huevos son un desayuno tradicional americano. Bacon and eggs is a traditional American breakfast. Bacon y huevos son un desayuno tradicional americano. Fideo. Noodle. Fideo. Fideo. Noodle. Los fideos instantáneos son una comida ligera popular. Instant noodles are a popular light meal. Los fideos instantáneos son una comida ligera popular. Despertador. Alarm clock. Despertador. Despertador. Alarm clock. El despertador está puesto a las 5 de la mañana. The alarm clock is set for 5 a.m. El despertador está puesto a las 5 de la mañana. Puerta. Door. Puerta. Puerta. Door. El hombre está abriendo la puerta del coche con la llave. The man is unlocking the car door with the key. El hombre está abriendo la puerta del coche con la llave. Mando a distancia. Remote control. Mando a distancia. Mando a distancia. Remote control. El hombre está apagando la televisión con el mando a distancia. The man is turning off the TV with the remote control. El hombre está apagando la televisión con el mando a distancia. Pasar un trapo. Wipe. Pasar un trapo. Pasar un trapo. Wipe. No te olvides de pasar un trapo por el suelo. Don't forget to wipe the floor. No te olvides de pasar un trapo por el suelo. Menú. Menu. Menú. Menú. Menu. El cliente está mirando el menú. The customer is looking at the menu. El cliente está mirando el menú. Revista. Magazine. Revista. Revista. Magazine. La mujer está leyendo una revista. The woman is reading a magazine. La mujer está leyendo una revista. Audiolibro. Audiobook. Audiolibro. Audiolibro. Audiobook. Escucho audiolibros cuando me desplazo al trabajo. I listen to audiobooks during my commute to work. Escucho audiolibros cuando me desplazo al trabajo. Videojuego. Video game. Videojuego. Videojuego. Video game. Voy a comprar un nuevo videojuego este fin de semana. I'm going to buy a new video game this weekend. Voy a comprar un nuevo videojuego este fin de semana. Barato. Cheap. Barato. Barato. Cheap. Estoy buscando un par de zapatos baratos. I'm looking for a cheap pair of shoes. Estoy buscando un par de zapatos baratos. Caro. Expensive. Caro. Caro. Expensive. Sorprendió a su esposa con un regalo caro. He surprised his wife with an expensive present. Sorprendió a su esposa con un regalo caro. Amable. Kind. Amable. Amable. Kind. Dar flores a la anciana es un acto amable. Giving the elderly woman flowers is a kind act. Dar flores a la anciana es un acto amable. De miedo. Scary. De miedo. De miedo. Scary. Odio las películas de miedo. I hate scary movies. Odio las películas de miedo. Relajante. Relaxing. Relajante. Relajante. Relaxing. Los domingos son muy relajantes. Sundays are very relaxing. Los domingos son muy relajantes. Libra. Pound. Libra. Libra. Pound. Una libra es 16 onzas. 1 pound is 16 ounces. Una libra es 16 onzas. Milla. Mile. Milla. Milla. Mile. Una milla es aproximadamente 1,6 kilómetros. 1 mile is roughly 1.6 kilometers. Una milla es aproximadamente 1,6 kilómetros. Pie. Foot. Pie. Pie. Foot. Hay 12 pulgadas en un pie. There are 12 inches in a foot. Hay 12 pulgadas en un pie. Enfermedad. Illness. Enfermedad. Enfermedad. Illness. He perdido mucho peso por la enfermedad. I lost a lot of weight because of the illness. He perdido mucho peso por la enfermedad. Resfriado. Cold. Resfriado. Resfriado. Cold. Cogí un resfriado. I caught a cold. Cogí un resfriado. Lesión. Injury. Lesión. Lesión. Injury. La niña tiene una lesión leve. The girl has a minor injury. La niña tiene una lesión leve. Medicamento. Medicine. Medicamento. Medicamento. Medicine. ¿Tomaste algún medicamento para el resfriado? Did you take some cold medicine? ¿Tomaste algún medicamento para el resfriado? Dolor. Pain. Dolor. Dolor. Pain. Tengo dolor muscular. I have muscle pain. Tengo dolor muscular. Fiebre. Fever. Fiebre. Fiebre. Fever. La mujer tiene fiebre. The woman has a fever. La mujer tiene fiebre. Ventana. Window. Ventana. Ventana. Window. El hombre está cerrando la ventana. The man is closing the window. El hombre está cerrando la ventana. Alcohol. 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 Tomar alcohol y conducir un coche es peligroso. Drinking alcohol and driving a car is dangerous. Tomar alcohol y conducir un coche es peligroso. Comida. Meal. Comida. Comida. Meal. El chef está haciendo una comida. The chef is making a meal. El chef está haciendo una comida. Niebla. Fog. Niebla. Niebla. Fog. La ciudad está cubierta de niebla. The city is covered in fog. La ciudad está cubierta de niebla. Granizo. Hail. Granizo. Granizo. Hail. Está cayendo granizo. Hail is falling. Está cayendo granizo. Tormenta eléctrica. Thunderstorm. Tormenta eléctrica. Tormenta eléctrica. Thunderstorm. Se está acercando una tormenta eléctrica. A thunderstorm is approaching. Se está acercando una tormenta eléctrica. Acuario. Aquarium. Acuario. Acuario. Aquarium. Me encanta ver a los peces nadar en el acuario. I love to watch all the fish swim at the aquarium. Me encanta ver a los peces nadar en el acuario. Fútbol. Soccer. Fútbol. Fútbol. Soccer. El fútbol es el deporte más popular del mundo. Soccer is the world's most popular sport. El fútbol es el deporte más popular del mundo. Zoológico. Zoo. Zoológico. Zoológico. Zoo. El zoológico cerca de nuestra casa tiene un panda gigante de China. The zoo near our house has a giant panda from China. El zoológico cerca de nuestra casa tiene un panda gigante de China. Tarifa. Fare. Tarifa. Tarifa. Fare. La tarifa del autobús se ha duplicado en los últimos 5 años. The bus fare has doubled in the last 5 years. La tarifa del autobús se ha duplicado en los últimos 5 años. Parada de autobús. Bus stop. Parada de autobús. Parada de autobús. Bus stop. Las mujeres están esperando en la parada de autobús. The women are waiting at the bus stop. Las mujeres están esperando en la parada de autobús. Gramo. Gram. Gramo. Gramo. Gram. La manzana pesa 157 gramos. The apple weighs 157 grams. La manzana pesa 157 gramos. Metro. Meter. Metro. Metro. Meter. La pierna de una mujer adulta mide 1 metro. The adult woman's leg measures 1 meter. La pierna de una mujer adulta mide 1 metro. Kilómetro. Kilometer. Kilómetro. Kilómetro. Kilometer. La escuela queda 1 kilómetro más allá. The school is 1 kilometer further down there. La escuela queda 1 kilómetro más allá. Dolor de cabeza. Headache. Dolor de cabeza. Dolor de cabeza. Headache. Tengo dolor de cabeza. I have a headache. Tengo dolor de cabeza. Diarrea. Diarrhea. Diarrea. Diarrea. Diarrhea. Este medicamento cortará la diarrea. This medicine will stop the diarrhea. Este medicamento cortará la diarrea. Síntoma. Symptom. Síntoma. Síntoma. Symptom. Llevo 3 meses con este síntoma y todavía no sé lo que es. I've had this symptom for 3 months and I still don't know what it is. Llevo 3 meses con este síntoma y todavía no sé lo que es. Dolor de estómago. Stomachache. Dolor de estómago. Dolor de estómago. Stomachache. Tiene dolor de estómago, así que no va a comer con nosotros. She has a stomachache, so she won't eat with us. Tiene dolor de estómago, así que no va a comer con nosotros. Limpiar. Clean. Limpiar. Limpiar. Clean. El ama de llaves limpia la ventana. The housekeeper cleans the window. El ama de llaves limpia la ventana. Secar. Dry. Secar. Secar. Dry. Primero, sécate el pelo. Dry your hair first. Primero, sécate el pelo. Polvo. Dust. Polvo. Polvo. Dust. Soy alérgico al polvo. I am allergic to dust. Soy alérgico al polvo. Pasar la aspiradora. Vacuum. Pasar la aspiradora. Pasar la aspiradora. Vacuum. Tengo 3 niños pequeños, así que tengo que pasar la aspiradora todos los días. I have 3 little kids, therefore I have to vacuum every day. Tengo 3 niños pequeños, así que tengo que pasar la aspiradora todos los días. Cruce. Intersection. Cruce. Cruce. Intersection. Hay tráfico en el cruce. There is traffic at the intersection. Hay tráfico en el cruce. Autopista. Highway. Autopista. Autopista. Highway. Si tomamos la autopista, tardaremos unos 40 minutos. If we take the highway, it will take about 40 minutes. Si tomamos la autopista, tardaremos unos 40 minutos. Carretera. Road. Carretera. Carretera. Road. Deberían reparar esta carretera. They should repair this road. Deberían reparar esta carretera. Calle. Street. Calle. Calle. Street. Aparcamos en la calle delante del edificio. We parked on the street in front of the building. Aparcamos en la calle delante del edificio. Interesante. Interesting. Interesante. Interesante. Interesting. Es una idea interesante la que presentaste en la reunión. That's an interesting idea you presented at the meeting. Es una idea interesante la que presentaste en la reunión. Malo. Mean. Malo. Malo. Mean. La mujer mala gritó a los niños. The mean woman yelled at the children. La mujer mala gritó a los niños. Aburrido. Bored. Aburrido. Aburrido. Bored. El padre está aburrido y listo para volver a casa. The father is bored and ready to go home. El padre está aburrido y listo para volver a casa. 700. 700. 700. 700. 700. La distancia entre Moscú y San Petersburgo es de 700 kilómetros. The distance between Moscow and St. Petersburg is 700 kilometers. La distancia entre Moscú y San Petersburgo es de 700 kilómetros. 800. 800. 800. 800. 800. El campo tiene 800 hectáreas. The field is 800 hectares. El campo tiene 800 hectáreas. 200. 200. 200. 200. 200. Aquí tenemos más de 200 libros. We have over 200 books here. Aquí tenemos más de 200 libros. 300. 300. 300. 300. 300. Esta escuela tiene 300 alumnos. This school has 300 students. Esta escuela tiene 300 alumnos. 600. 600. 600. 600. 600. ¿Qué habrías hecho si hubieses ganado 600 millones de euros? What could you have done if you had won 600 million euros? ¿Qué habrías hecho si hubieses ganado 600 millones de euros? Sacar. Take out. Sacar. Sacar. Take out. Necesito sacar dinero del banco. I need to take out money from the bank. Necesito sacar dinero del banco. Camarero. Waiter. Camarero. Camarero. Waiter. El camarero está entregando el servicio de habitaciones. The waiter is delivering room service. El camarero está entregando el servicio de habitaciones. Informe del tiempo. Weather report. Informe del tiempo. Informe del tiempo. Weather report. Mira el informe del tiempo antes de zarpar. Check the weather report before going sailing. Mira el informe del tiempo antes de zarpar. Centígrado. Celsius. Centígrado. Centígrado. Celsius. La temperatura de hoy es de 30 grados centígrados. Today's temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. La temperatura de hoy es de 30 grados centígrados. Programa de televisión. TV show. Programa de televisión. Programa de televisión. TV show. Dan su programa de televisión favorito esta noche. Her favorite TV show is on tonight. Dan su programa de televisión favorito esta noche. Footing. Jogging. Footing. Footing. Jogging. He perdido 3 kilos desde que empecé a hacer footing. I've lost 3 kilograms since I started jogging. He perdido 3 kilos desde que empecé a hacer footing. Comida rápida. Fast food. Comida rápida. Comida rápida. Fast food. La comida rápida me sienta mal. Fast food makes me sick. La comida rápida me sienta mal. Parque. Park. Parque. Parque. Park. El tiempo es perfecto para un paseo por el parque. The weather is perfect for a walk in the park. El tiempo es perfecto para un paseo por el parque. Semáforo. Traffic light. Semáforo. Semáforo. Traffic light. La dura tormenta dañó el semáforo. The severe storm damaged the traffic light. La dura tormenta dañó el semáforo. Señal. Sign. Señal. Señal. Sign. Espero que te fijes en la nueva señal enfrente del edificio. I hope you notice the new sign in front of the building. Espero que te fijes en la nueva señal enfrente del edificio. Metro. Subway. Metro. Metro. Subway. Puedo viajar en metro bajo tierra por toda la ciudad. I can ride the subway underground all over the city. Puedo viajar en metro bajo tierra por toda la ciudad. Estación de tren. Train station. Estación de tren. estación de tren. Train station. Disculpe, ¿dónde está la estación de tren? Excuse me, where is the train station? Disculpe, ¿dónde está la estación de tren? 500. 500. 500. 500. 500. La paga es de 1.500 euros. The pay is 1,500 euros. La paga es de 1.500 euros. 999. 999. 999. 999. 999. Compramos 999 sillas para el evento. We bought 999 chairs for the event. Compramos 999 sillas para el evento. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. Mi puntuación era de 101. My score was 101. Mi puntuación era de 101. 400. 400. 400. 400. 400. Esa camisa cuesta 400 euros. That shirt costs 400 euros. Esa camisa cuesta 400 euros. 900. 900. 900. 900. 900. La cuchara antigua tenía 900 años. The antique spoon was 900 years old. La cuchara antigua tenía 900 años. Pulgada. Inch. Pulgada. Pulgada. Inch. Me acabo de comprar una televisión de pantalla plana de 40 pulgadas. I just bought a 40-inch flat screen television. Me acabo de comprar una televisión de pantalla plana de 40 pulgadas. Kilo. Kilogram. Kilo. Kilo. Kilogram. 1 kilo son 1000 gramos. 1 kilogram is 1000 grams. 1 kilo son 1000 gramos. Centímetro. Centimeter. Centímetro. Centímetro. Centimeter. Las monedas apiladas miden casi 8 centímetros. The stacked coins measure almost 8 centimeters. Las monedas apiladas Miden casi 8 centímetros. Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to get a return on your language learning investment. Language learning is an investment, but what if you're learning but not seeing any returns or results? And do you even know if you're getting any results at all? In this episode, you'll discover 1. Why language learners fail to see results and why they fail. 2. Why you need to track your language learning sessions. And 3. How to track your results. But first, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Going to the Airport Conversation Cheat Sheet. With this new cheat sheet, you'll learn words and phrases like here's my passport, boarding pass, and much more. Download it for free on the inside. Second, the Slang Words and Phrases PDF ebook. Do you know any slang in your target language? If not, download this free ebook and master all the must-know slang across 10 chapters. Third, 30 romance and love-related words and phrases. You'll learn words and phrases like date, flirt, and breakup with this quick vocab bonus. Fourth, can you talk about Halloween in your target language? With this quick 1-minute lesson, you'll learn must-know Halloween words like vampire, trick-or-treat, and more. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. How to get a return on your language learning investment. Part 1. One of the biggest reasons why people fail. The first big reason people fail with language learning is because they set big, vague goals, like I want to be fluent. The problem with these goals is you don't know how you'll ever go from where you are now to achieving fluency. It's too vague of a goal. But the second big reason is lack of time. People fail with language learning because they don't put in the time. And language learning is a function of time. The more you put in, the better you get. You can also think of learning a language like a gym. You get out what you put in. If you buy a dumbbell and do nothing, nothing happens. It can do great things for you, but it won't work for you until you pick it up and curl it a few times. If you put in 1 hour a day, you get results. If you put in 10 minutes a day, you get results. But if you put in 0, you get 0 results. And you can't learn a language that way. So here's a question for you. How much time do you put into your language learning on a daily basis? Leave a comment. If you start putting in consistent time, you can also start expecting a return on your time. And this brings us to the second part. Part 2. Why you need to track your language learning sessions. In the first part, we talked about just putting in enough time. That's the first important step to take. But where should you put in your time? For example, you can put in 10 minutes and use an app to do translation exercises. You can put in 10 minutes and read a textbook, or review a word list for 10 minutes. In all these examples, you can put in an equal amount of time, but the results you get will be different. And that's because different methods give you different results and benefits. Using an app may help you remember a few words. Reading a textbook can boost your vocabulary, grammar, and reading skills. And reviewing a word list will just help you with the words. So the second lesson is you need to know what kind of results you get. You need to measure the return on your time so that you can be confident that you're making progress. In the case of our audio and video lessons, 3 or 4 lessons will help you understand and speak roughly 1 minute of conversation, as well as learn all words and grammar rules inside. This is the return on our lessons. How is this possible? The dialogue tracks are about 20 seconds, and so 3 lessons, that's 3 conversations at 20 seconds apiece, which is 60 seconds or 1 minute of conversation. So if you know the 3 lessons get you to 1 minute of conversation, you can know what results to expect. If you do 20 lessons, you're at about 5 minutes of conversation. 40 lessons, that's around 10 minutes or so of conversation. That's the power of measuring the results. If you track your results, you know what to expect in the future, and you can hit your language learning goals. So how can you start measuring your return? Let's jump into the third part. Part 3, how to track your results and hit goals. If you're able to consistently put in time towards learning and maintaining your routine, then it's time to start tracking your time and effort. Why? At the basic level, language learning is simply putting in the time. You don't need a high IQ. You don't need to be talented at languages. You don't need the best possible app. You just need time. The more time you put in, the more results you get out. And aside from setting unrealistic goals, the other reason why people fail at languages is they just don't put in the time. So, how can you track your results? Let's look at two ways, an easy way and an advanced way of tracking your time and results. Let's start with the easy way first. Simply track the time you put in. So if you do a 10-minute audio lesson today and then spend 5 minutes with flashcards, note this as 15 minutes for the day and write down what you did. Then do the same thing tomorrow. That's it. The goal here is to track the time and your effort. You'll want to track it and actually have measurable proof of your work. And also, so you can review what you've been doing and see your progress. So if one day you realize you don't know enough words, or maybe you don't speak as much as you'd like, you can look at your notes and review your work. If you see that you've been just watching video lessons, you can spot the problem, which is you've done no actual vocab study or speaking practice. And now you can start doing it. Problem solved. You're on your way to fluency. Another way you can track your time and effort is with the dashboard on our site. So if you visit the dashboard, you can see the lessons you've completed, the number of flashcards reviewed, and hours studied. This is the second tactic, and it's an advanced one because not only do you need to track your time, you also need to track your results, which is a bit trickier. So how can you do that? With our conversational audio lessons, check the length of the dialogue track. If the dialogue track is about 20 seconds, then that's the amount of conversation you can expect to master. By the way, these tracks are anywhere from 10 to 40 seconds long. Now, if you're studying words with flashcards, take note of how many words you already know. So if you studied for 5 minutes and can easily remember 7 out of 10 words, then that's your return. If you know this, you know what to expect when you learn new words. You can expect to remember about 7 out of 10 with a 5-minute drill. Another thing you can do is boost that number to 10 out of 10. Next, if you're practicing your listening skills, try to gauge how much you understand. If you understood about 20% of a 3-minute conversational lesson, then that's your return for now. Again, by knowing this, you can now start asking questions like, what can I do to understand 50% of this conversation? Will doubling my time double my results as well? Will I understand 40%? Will reviewing this lesson for a few minutes a day, every day, work better than trying to memorize it all now? So then, you put these questions to the test and try them out. And because you know your return, you can see if it really works. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about how to boost your motivation and learn more by adding others to the mix. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! Want to perfect your pronunciation and speak like a native? The best way to do this is 1. Listen to a native speaker. 2. Repeat what they say. And 3. The most important part, compare yourself against their pronunciation. In fact, mimicking a native speaker like this, which is called shadowing, is a powerful way to master your speaking. And you can do this all with the voice recorder inside of our learning program. But first, if you don't yet have access to our program, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description. So, what makes the voice recorder so powerful? First, you can instantly spot the differences between yourself and the native speaker. How? The voice recorder records you and then compares your speaking to the native speaker. Just record and listen. Once you know what you need to change to sound perfect, you can adjust your speaking and your pitch until you match the native speaker. Second, you get to practice speaking the most common words and phrases. In other words, you won't be learning to say random words and phrases. Our lessons teach you practical, everyday conversations, like introducing yourself, ordering food at a restaurant, talking about where you're from, and more. the kind of conversations you'll have with native speakers. And our vocabulary lists teach you the must-know words and phrases for all kinds of topics. Holidays, slang, the many ways to say hello, and more. So, how do you use the voice recorder? You'll find the voice recorder in our lessons and vocabulary lists. Just look for the microphone icon. With our lessons, scroll down to the dialogue section. The dialogue section is a line-by-line breakdown of the lesson conversation. Next to each line, click on the microphone icon to open the voice recorder for that line. First, listen to the native speaker's pronunciation. Then, click on the round record icon to record yourself. And finally, play the 2 tracks to compare. Successful learners practice one line 3 to 4 times to fully master the pronunciation. Now, if you're using our free vocabulary phrase lists, you'll find the microphone icon next to each word or phrase. Again, click on the icon to record and compare yourself to the native pronunciation. So, if you want to speak like a native with perfect pronunciation, take advantage of this voice recorder, which is available in every lesson and vocabulary list. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.